On this week of the Layover Live, we talk paid search with my favorite Canadian, Grant Stoltz. Hello everyone and welcome to episode 2 of the Layover Live, where we bring you the top article from the Layover every week. I'm Jason Swick, Director of Digital Marketing, joined by Grant Stoltz, our Digital Media Analyst, and really excited for the article this week, Grant. We've got Search Engine Land has a great article talking about a pretty major update that's coming from Google around 2 times daily budgets and how those may affect your spend. So maybe talk about how that's going to affect DMOs.
Yeah, so this all stems from a big change that Google just made to AdWords, where they're now actually having the ability to spend 2 times your daily budget. And this may cause some red flags to go off right as soon as we hear this headline, but it's really actually not all too much different from their current model where they can spend over 20% of your average daily budget. So there's pros and cons to this. The pros is that when someone's searching, or a lot of people are searching your destination or a point of conversion that you're driving people towards, Google will actually allow overages of your daily budget then. So if a certain keyword or a certain topic is super hot, that'll actually allow you to spend more than you'd actually had allocated if, for example, budgets would have been exhausted for the day in that side of things. So it actually is good in that sense. The bad side, though, is it might change your daily pacing. So one day you might see an overage, and then another you see a deficit. So that's the biggest thing. So if you're looking at a daily pacing, you'll see fluctuations up and down. But when looking at the month scale, you'll never actually see more than your average monthly budget being spent.
Which is really good, especially in the DMO space, because most DMOs today are budgeting on a 30-day basis. These fluctuations, if anything, I see as being a good thing, and the fact that it's going to take advantage of traffic when it's hot and pull back automatically when traffic isn't so hot, which can only be a good thing for DMOs. So I think it's nothing to really worry about too much there, but an important change nonetheless.
Absolutely.
Right? So that brings us now to paid search and our question of the day, which comes from Josh in Estes Park. And Josh is asking, what percentage of our overall traffic should be coming from paid search? Now, this is a pretty common question. You know, most DMOs are about 13% of overall traffic coming from paid search. But what, Grant, to answer Josh's question, what is a healthy percentage of traffic that should be coming from paid search?
Yeah, it's a good question because a lot of sites will vary. You know, there's no right or wrong answer. That said, there's sort of a benchmark that we have here of about 20%, no more than 20% of your traffic should be coming from paid search. The reason for that is after a while, you may actually end up with becoming dependent on that type of traffic. And this across all mediums, whether it's paid search, organic, referral, social. 20% is sort of the rule there. Anything more than that, you start getting cautious. The issue being is if there's changes made in those mediums that are out of your control, you know, a certain algorithm change, you know, a certain cost per click goes up, whatever it might be.
Yeah, the competitive landscape could totally change and affect your cost.
All of a sudden, all things, even though held constant, will actually end up hurting you. So it's good to kind of hedge your bets across multiple different sources to ensure that you're having a healthy balance of traffic and you don't become dependent on a single one.
Just like your retirement portfolio, right? You gotta diversify.
Exactly, you gotta diversify.
That's a good way. That's a good way to put it. So really, nothing too crazy there. 20% is kind of the threshold again that Grant mentioned that we like to work off of. Maybe a little bit more for some, a little bit less for others. It really depends on your goals and what you're trying to accomplish. But a question I'm sure a lot of DMOs have out there. So thanks, Grant, and thanks, Josh, for submitting that question. So that's going to bring us to the end of this week's episode of the Layover Live. Don't forget, we like those questions, so make sure you submit those each and every week. You can do that right below here in the descriptions. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We'd love to hear from you guys in comments as well, and we'll see you next week.